Hey everybody, Roxabox90 here with some more spoilers for Khans of Tarkir, and arguably the biggest piece of Magic the Gathering news in recent memory. This is big stuff, folks, so we're going to go in depth on it and discuss it. First, I'm just going to quickly mention, this was spoiled a little while ago, but it was just one card and I didn't really think it was worth making its own video about. 4 colorless for legendary artifact equipment, equip creature as defender, and 2 colorless tap it. Other creatures you control gain trample and get X+X until end of turn, where X is a creature's power. The equip cost is 3. This is a very expensive equipment, but in limited, being able to overrun multiple times can be pretty insane. Really, really powerful. Yes, it's expensive. Yes, it's not going to see play anywhere outside of limited, but I think in limited, it's probably going to be one of the pre-release 40. It says here some kind of number. It's probably pre-release or game day, but I would think it would be the pre-release 40 promos. This will be one of them. It's just screams limited and the promo feel. Good card in limited, solid. I don't think it's as insane as some people make it out to be, but I don't think it's as bad as others are making it out to be. I think that if you are playing a very aggressive weenie build, this can be crazy. Put it on a 3/3, make all your little other guys strong. Can be really good, I think. On to the most important thing, the Metamorphosis article by Mark Rosewater. Now, this article is really long and complex. I would recommend reading through the entire thing as he recommended. I'll put the link below in the description. You guys can read through it yourself. It's a lot going on. I'm going to try to break it down and give you my thoughts about it as best as possible, but I still recommend you guys read it yourselves. So what Mark Rosewater pretty much sums up is that there have been a lot of problems with the structure of Magic coming out. And I've noticed this for a long time. They've tried to mix up the set structures, tried to do things that are different. But effectively, since Mirrodin, we've had 3 sets in a block, one major block, and then a core set in the summer. 4 sets a year. That's pretty much how it's been with a couple of special products. The problem is the 3rd set is usually not very good, or at least one of the sets suffers for this case. I don't think it's always the 3rd set that has this problem. In Innistrad, it was definitely Dark Ascension that had the problem, not Avacyn Restored, but in recent memory, Dragon's Maze was a pretty all over the place set that didn't really turn out to be anything particularly fantastic or special. And the part of the problem is the way it's designed. So what Wizards talking about is that we're going to change the way things are laid out. Instead of 3 sets in a block, it's going to be 2 sets per block. And you say, okay, well, fine, 2 sets, and then we have what? Then we have the core set and 1 other set? No. The core set, which is also a set that has become more and more complicated and very difficult to do because you want to have lots of new things for new players, but also have stuff that veterans will tie to. And I think M15 really did a good job balancing that by having lots of lore from other planes, introducing new players a little bit, but really for the older players having nostalgia and connecting lots of pieces, and also having cards that are really strong in many formats and also ones that are very specific for newer players. It really did a great job balancing things, but most core sets are conflicted over their identity and just, it's like, why are we doing this? Who are we making this for? And I agree with that. I think that sentiment is true. I think it's much better if Wizards, which Mark Rosewater is implying here, is much better if they just get rid of the concept of a set design for new players, make something specific for new players, some kind of supplemental product or line of product that's for new people to be able to enter the game, but don't make one of the core staples of the year that. And that's what they're doing. Not Magic 2016, which will be during 2015 summer, but the following summer, in summer 2016, or what would be Magic 2017 core set, core sets will be gone. There will be no core sets. What's going to happen? We're going to have 2 blocks. Each block will have 2 sets. It's a little unclear. I'm not sure if it's 1 big set, 1 small set, or 2 big sets. I'm not sure how they're breaking it up, but I think that they're going to have potentially just 2 big sets. Solve the problem of dealing with small. I'm not 100% sure if the article, I don't know if it mentions it or not, but that's something. There will be 2 blocks with 2 sets in each block over the year. 4 sets being released, 2 blocks, no core set. That's going to be the longer term Magic plan going on. And so you can see here the old is this and the new will have this, which I think is pretty good. What this does is it forces rotation very quickly. Instead of 24 months in standard, we'll have 18 months in standard. And he mentioned it because Khans of Tarkir will fall, the end of Khans of Tarkir will fall into this spectrum, this new set design, even though Khans will still be a 3-set block as normal that we've become to expect. Because there's an overlap between it and the following sets in fall 2015, there's going to be some overlap, and so cons will only be in standard for 18 months. This is good in that it's going to force diversity, force change for those who lived through the Titans from M11 and M12. You understand the fear of having a standard defined by certain specific cards or certain decks that stay that way for years. I think having an 18-month rotation will create more diversity and shake things up more regularly, which I think is fantastic. The only con to that is that you'll have to potentially lose a chunk of your deck or decks, or the deck will vanish and you have to make a new deck much more quickly. This could potentially become very expensive for new players, but I think for new or even old players, to constantly have to rotate your deck every 18 months can be a bit of a pain in terms of the wallet. But I think the diversity that's created from it will probably be able to push past that. It's not such a big deal, I think, in my opinion. And the rotation will happen, I think they said every block there will be a rotation of old blocks. So we have, when the new block comes in, when this new block comes in, then the old block before will rotate, which basically creates this rolling rotation. I think it's pretty cool. And they break it down exactly when things are going to shift over, what's going to happen with it. Basically, spring 2016 is when you fully shift over into the 3 2-set blocks. That's going to be starting in 2015 is when things are going to shift up a little bit. We're still in Theros block by next fall, and I think then it'll shift up into 2016. So we'll see some big changes between fall 2015 and spring 2016, and then that core set from 2016 will also be gone, so that'll be new as well. Lots of big changes going on here. I'd love to hear what you guys have to say about this. Please read through the article if you can. If you can't, then just talk about what you think, what's going on here down below in the comment section. I'd love to hear what you guys think. This is pretty big news for Magic players, and I'm pretty excited to see where it goes. If you enjoyed the video, tap the like button. If you're new to the channel, check in and subscribe. As always, RoxyBox90 signing out. I'll see you guys next time.